have a couple questions to get us started because my audience, is big into health and wellness, and they want to learn things like from a whole person perspective. They don't necessarily want just like a cookie cutter approach, right? And I love that because that's how I look at things too. So we're going to start with having you guys introduce yourself and share a little bit about how you guys got started doing what you're doing. And then, of course, what you're passionate about helping people with.
Okay, I'll start. My name is Faith Nelson. I am a naturopathic doctor, so my clients call me Dr. Faith. Um, I also have now master herbalist, and I do microscopy, and I have quite a few other different certifications. Um, Really, kind of what started the whole journey for me was years ago. Like, I have 8 children, so it was my third child. He kept getting ear infections, and they kept putting him on antibiotics, and I was like, that cannot be good for a child. And so that really kind of started taking me to the natural realm, and I started going on nature walks probably like 25 years ago or more. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I always used herbs in my family after that, just because I just felt like it was a better way to go. We try to eat as natural as we possibly can. And anyway, and it wasn't as I looked into going to school probably about that time, 25 years ago, to be a naturopathic doctor, but everything was back east and we lived in Idaho. And my husband had just graduated from school, college, wasn't really practical to move the family back there. And it wasn't until my daughter, she had graduated as a licensed massage therapist. She was like, you know what, Mom, you can go online now and get degrees for natural medicine. And so that's really kind of what started me, because she started and I was like, oh, I've always wanted to do this. And so anyway, and we first went and we became traditional naturopaths. We sat for our boards. We did excellent on our boards. And after about a year and a half, we found that because we had already sat for our boards and passed them really with good, really, we were both in the 90s, that we only needed another year of schooling to be naturopathic doctors. So I went back to school again. What's more, degrees and money. So anyway, but I love the education. It has been invaluable to me. It came at a good time. It was as we were developing Fiducia, which is our product line, that we were in depth in herbs in school, and it was a master program, and so I feel like it really helped just to lead and guide us to different herbs that are in our formulas. And so anyway, it's been a blessing in our lives, or at least my life. Amoree might be different.
So awesome. That is so cool. I love hearing the story too. That is really cool that you were able to go do that online too from Idaho. Because literally I've driven up to you guys, and it has been such a huge blessing for you guys to be able to have these skills and this know-how, because what we implemented for myself worked quickly. So I'm very excited about that. Okay, so now go ahead and tell us a little bit about the opportunity for people to start working with you more. I titled this today, Real Solutions Made with Love. And I was thinking about, like, what could I name this? And I've been in your clinic before. I've been right there with you across from that table. And that's what I came up with. I just really, from my heart, feel like you guys do what you do with such love. And you work together in this mother-daughter duo, and you both have the credentials. You both have this passion for helping people feel good. So it's pretty awesome. So tell people how can they work with you? Because I know that not everybody can make the drive up to you in person. And you have some really cool opportunities that are new as well.
Yeah. We have put on our website that you can call us and schedule an appointment. If it's going to be more than a quick question, it's better to schedule an appointment just so we have the time to talk to you. But they can come in to us, set up an appointment, come in, or they can call online and ask the questions. We really feel like education is really important, because in our different health journeys for both of us, there's been people along the way who weren't educated enough and didn't understand the body as a whole enough, and
Yeah.
kind of guided us in the wrong direction, and actually has ended up causing some more problems than help. And so that's really why, if people have questions, we really prefer them to call or to text us than to just buy something and try it out, you know.
Yeah.
But I do love that you say that, you know, it's with love, because we do, every person who comes in here, we try to get to know them. We try to kind of figure out what's going on in their life. It's not a one size fits all type thing. And so we really try to personalize it for them and to really know what's going on in their life, because it's only by talking with you and getting to know you that I feel like we can actually best help you. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, on our Fiducia site, because we have our Fidere site, and that's where we practice, but we also have our Fiducia site with it, which is our supplements. And on there, we have a section. So if you don't know what you need, you can type in all of your symptoms, and then we'll actually call you and go over your symptoms and what treatment plan we would recommend for you based on that.
Amazing. That is amazing. Like literally, there are so many places where they just kind of throw stuff at you, right? Like I've been into some local health food stores here in Utah, and they're like, well, try this, try this. You know, they just give you a bunch of stuff. But like the fact that you're willing to connect with people and look at them and talk to them like personally, I just love that. So what kind of things are you guys really passionate about helping people with?
Oh, that's a hard question. People sit there and tell us, you got to narrow it down, our marketing team. And I said, I can't narrow it down, because like I have little kids in here who get like sick with just colds, or I have like 12-year-olds who are wetting the bed, and we have a 12-year-old who's having seizures that we helped. But we also have like older people, like we help people that are having a hard time conceiving, and hormone issues and depression issues, and, you know, just people with different types of cancer who need support, chronic pain. Like we get all types of people. And so to narrow it down to a box, I know my marketing team tells me, if you could, it'd be so much easier. And I'm like, but it's so hard, because it's like, you know, going to school, like we had to take classes, obviously, in oils, but we also took them in nutrition and diets and, you know, the MTHFR gene and hormones and, you know,
Digestion
issues, and just on and on and on. And so it's hard, because a lot of the stuff out there that you hear on social media, I tell people, oh, about 60% of it's accurate, you know? And so I feel like to kind of leave them out there when I can help is almost kind of mean. And so that's why I hate to like put myself in a box. But I mean, we see babies that are a day old who are having problems latching, up until we see older people who are just aches and pains and knee issues and shoulder issues. But, you know, I mean, and we see everybody in between. We have people, like I said, that are having trouble conceiving, and we, you know, get their stuff working, and they have children, you know. I mean, we try to help everyone. And if we can't help you, then eventually we'll say we've gone as far as we can, you know. And so anyway.
Well, the one thing that I really want to, because I have personal experience of working with you guys, is we were doing a detox tincture, and I don't want to say detox tincture. It was like we were doing a lot more than that, right? It had like we had one for parasites, we had one for bacteria. Like after looking at my blood, I felt so bad for those little blood cells that were getting hijacked. You know what I mean? It's different. Somebody says you have parasites versus like you actually see your cell getting hijacked. Like that's so different. And
when you see like the little bites out of your cells from parasites or bacteria in them, or parasites hanging out of them, it's a whole different thing when you see it live than, you know, to hear it. And it's incredible. Like I've never had anyone come in who was not blown away when we do microscopy. And if you don't know what that is, we poke your finger, we take a drop of blood, we put it under a microscope, it comes up on a TV here behind me, and you watch your blood move, you know, and it's incredible.
And you can tell you're very skilled at it. We went on and on for, it was probably over an hour, just with that same drop of blood, you know, looking and seeing what else was needed. And I also just want to say, like, I was really impressed with the affordability of not just the actual appointment doing that with you, but also the supplements that I took home, and they were so effective. I started out at 10 drops and I actually had to go down to 5. And then I had to go down to 2 because even just 2 drops was so effective. You know what I mean? So it's just impressive how you guys have put that together. Now, I have had some questions of people who, if they're looking for a good supplement, they're looking for something specific. Do you work with other practitioners as well? Do you have some sort of a referral program or a wholesale or something like that?
Yeah, we do. We do work with some other practitioners who sell our products in their office or recommend them. As far as just the average consumer, if they wanted to come into our office, it is priced where the lowest, but online, just because, you have to get more people involved, shipping and marketing and people to help you, it is more expensive online. But, they are really good, high quality products. We used to sell different products in our office, but we found that they stopped working using microscopy. And so we started bringing our own products in that we used at home with my kids and her family. And so anyway, and we've had great success with them. So
that's awesome. Well, I love how you had the personal experience working with other stuff versus you literally went like to the highest level of commitment, in my opinion. I mean, when I went to the restroom in the back of your shop, I actually saw all the stuff set up right there. And it's a process and it's a skill. And, you have to have deep wisdom in what you're creating there. And so I just love that. And it definitely is very effective. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link up on the screen in case you do have your own wellness center or you work with clients and you're looking for something that is really effective. I want to encourage you guys to reach out to Dr. Faith and Dr. Amoree, because you can talk to them specifically about the things that you've been seeing with your clients and have this referral process set up. So I noticed that on there, you do have 3 different ways people can purchase them for wholesale. You have where they can shop by symptom. You have where they can shop by packages. Do you want to talk to that just a little bit? And then we'll also go back to consumers as well.
Okay. You want to take that one?
Yeah, so I think it's important because a lot of people, they don't know what they're looking for. Not everyone gets out there and they know that they need a liver cleanse or they need this. And so if they can shop by their symptoms, like I have rashes and hormone issues and breakouts, then we can kind of bring those symptoms together and be like, based off of those symptoms, we recommend a liver cleanse, because when your liver's overworked, it pushes everything out into the skin. So skin issues are liver and hormone issues are linked back to the liver. And so we really think it's important for them to know that all of these symptoms can come back to one thing. They don't need one thing for skin, and they don't need one thing for hormones and one thing for digestion. Sometimes it can all be fixed by one thing. That's what finding the root cause is. It's finding the one thing that caused everything else to go out of balance.
Yeah. Well, and the packages are important. Just take a liver cleanse. If you use digestive help during a cleanse, it's actually going to make it go through quicker. They found like parasite cleanse, you brought that up. It went from 6 to 8 months if you use digestive help down to 6, sometimes 8 weeks, and so why would you not want to use digestive help, and just get through it quicker? So a lot of times the packages just help your body to be able to use it quicker and to be able to do a better, efficient job with it. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, cool. Well, what else would you guys like to share today? I just really have loved personally working with you. I want more people to know about you guys. I know you are going to be at the Layton conference, which is happening June 15th and 14th. Maybe let's have you talk about a little bit more about that as well. What kind of things are you going to be offering there?
If we do just one class, I think we probably are going to talk about hormones, because it seems to be kind of a big thing with people right now. 65% of people in their 30s are going on hormone replacement drugs. And I think that's really scary, to be honest with you. It used to be like people like upper 50s, 60s would go on hormone replacement drugs as they got older. But now it's down in their 30s. And so that tells me that there's things going on. And what people don't understand is when they go on those hormone replacement drugs, it actually causes a lot of other problems internally, and they're going to see it in other ways. And so there's a lot of things that I think is important, but that is one that we're kind of seeing a lot of society be pushed towards like, oh, you want more energy? It's got to be your hormones. And I'm like, there's other things going on in your body if you're 30. How about I say that? So we'll probably be talking about that. And we'll probably be offering our whole body cleanse again at a discount. And I'm not sure if we'll talk about anything or not, because that kind of took us the whole hour last time. So we'll kind of see. It might be we talk twice and we'll talk about something different then. So, but that will probably be our main focus. So.
Yeah, that's great. Well, having a Hashimoto diagnosis myself back in 2018, the medical doctor that I was working with at the time, he was also a naturopath. And he was recommending me get on a prescription hormone. And everything in me was like, no, don't do that. I even had an aunt that reached out and said, do not do that.
Yeah.
And that might be the option for somebody. And I'm not, like criticizing that for them. But for myself, I knew that wasn't right. And in 2018, gosh, I was still in my 30s. And so it's interesting that you just brought that exact thing up, And then I do know people in their 20s that are literally getting on hormone stuff right now in their 20s.
Yeah. I know. It's scary, isn't it? They don't realize that once they go on it, they'll be on it for the rest of their lives. And it can cause a lot of health problems.
Yeah, that they might not even be aware of. Well, this is really good that you'll be able to help us get, have some other options and look at the people, individually versus just like a big cookie cutter approach, just way out there, So are you guys going to be doing consults at your vendor space at all? Do you know? I mean, you don't have to say yes or no for sure. I was just wondering.
We probably will be. We'll probably be doing other formulas as well. So if they wanted to stop by and kind of go over some of the things that are going on, we'll be happy to help them. So Yep.
Okay, awesome.
We'll be doing free consults there. So
wow.
Stop by and see us. If nothing else, we love talking to people. And we love to know what's going on because it always helps expand our knowledge and what people need. So
yeah, that's great. Okay, so now I do know some wellness centers that I think could be really good candidates for carrying your product. Are you wanting to have people actually start carrying their product, your line in their studios?
No, that would be great. It's one of the reasons why we went online, just because we do some videos and people watch them like all over the United States, but getting the products to them was challenging. How about I just say that, working full time, it's challenging to get more done. So anyway, it is the reason why we went online. They can go online, they can order it, then it will be shipped to them. If they have questions, they can type them in or they can call or text us. Just because we feel like it's not just Idaho we want to help. It's really everyone and everywhere. And so, we'd be happy to work with another wellness center. So
awesome. Well, I am going to go ahead and do a recap what we've talked about today, if that's okay with you. I find that sometimes people just kind of fast forward the videos sometimes. So that's really helpful. So if you're just barely joining us, this is Dr. Faith and Nelson, and also her daughter, the amazing Dr. Amoree Wilde. They work together in Idaho Falls, Idaho. I've personally been to their clinic. And I love their stuff. It's very effective. I feel like it's very concentrated. And I don't know if you guys really care about where your stuff comes from, but it's not a big factory. It's made literally with love, handpicked. I mean, literally just like the best stuff that you could possibly get. I know that if my grandma were still around, she would just adore both of you. She would just she'd wrap her arms around you and she'd give you a big spinal flush hug. That's what she
There you go.
But literally this quality product, I wanted to make sure that people know about it. So I myself am not a naturopath. However, it benefits my clients that I have a resource I can refer people to. So if you're a practitioner, I'd like to refer to it as staying in my lane. I'm not going to go and tell people, go on a hormone thing or go on this, but I can suggest that I know someone who has the skills, who has the degrees, who has the wisdom and this high quality product. So I can refer them to what is it called? livefiducia.com. And so it's just so valuable to be able to know you guys. Thank you so much for your heart and your wisdom. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I'm going to go ahead and put your phone number up one more time, 208-569-9264. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you at the conference in Layton.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. Take care, everyone. See ya.